Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome. This is the global community for adults who are healing CPTSD. My name is Athena, and I'll be facilitating our time together this evening. So, we are just wrapping up a 5-week series we finished last week. And this series that we had was on self-gentleness. And it was one of my favorites that we've ever had. Dr. Femke Baker and her work on self-gentleness has been very instrumental in our community's healing journey. So many of our community members have gotten an opportunity to learn about what it means to actually be self-gentle. And like Dr. Baker was sharing with us last week, that doesn't mean that we're self-gentle all the time. In fact, I think she said something in one of her very last teachings. She said, I am a self-gentleness teacher, and I am not always self-gentle. So it really helps us to be realistic on what it means to be self-gentle. You know, her work has been very similar for me personally. Learning what it means to be self-gentle felt a lot like the awkward, uncomfortable, strange feeling of learning what it meant to be self-compassionate when I very, very first discovered the work of Dr. Kristin Neff and her research on self-compassion. And you know, these are concepts that are backed by science. There are entire facilities and teams of researchers studying the neurophysiological aspects of what it means and what it looks like in the body to be self-compassionate or to be self-gentle. So if you missed that, the last 4 or 5 recordings before this one on the channel, they're all there for you. And I warmly welcome you to listen to those if you struggle with an overactive inner critic. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, my CPTSD has a tendency to be very unkind to me on occasion and cause me to doubt myself, and sometimes I feel frozen, and this overactive inner critic convinces me on occasion that I really just have no business doing any of this work. I have no business whatsoever being here in this community. Now, one would think that those types of voices and that type of an inner critic would be long gone by now, since I've been here with you. It'll be 11 years this summer, every week. Yeah, one could easily say, oh, well, Athena, you've been doing this, what, every week for almost, it'll be 11 years, when you still have this overactive inner critic? Oh, well, gosh, well, that doesn't give me a lot of hope. I was hoping I would be done healing pretty soon. You know, give me a year and I'll figure all this out and I'll be done with this healing thing. Maybe that's just your situation, Athena. And you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe my particular brand or flavor of CPTSD is different. Because as I often say here with you all, there are 8 billion different healing journeys on the planet. And mine is different than yours, and his is different than hers, and theirs is different than all of ours. And you know, it would be really, really great if we could read all the books and listen to all the videos and podcasts and attend all of the workshops. And then, as soon as we're done checking off all of the boxes, we're done. All done healing. Right? Maybe that is true for some, but that's not been true for me. So if you've ever been in a situation where you're wondering, gosh, am I doing this healing thing all wrong? It's taking me longer than it should. Then, you know, you're not alone, because I truly wish that I could just do it a little bit different, and it would go quicker for everyone. I wish I could just continue to map it out, because I have the mapping, like I've been mapping my CPTSD. I've been able to identify all of the different parts of the map. I wish I could just map it for you and give you the map so that you would be all done. That's what I wish. And I don't mind sharing the map with you. I will continue to do so. And what I'm noticing is this journey is not linear. It doesn't have a beginning and an end with very simple directions and instructions. It has a bit of a twisty, turny, meandering sort of a feel, like when you're making your way through the forest around the perimeter of something. So yeah, I'm so happy to be here with you all. And our artwork this week is from Morgan Harper Nichols, and our meditation this week is from Morgan Harper Nichols as well. Right? I'm so excited about that. I did love sharing my artwork with you, and I did love sharing the meditations that I wrote for you, with you. And what's also true is my imposter syndrome shows up rather front and center whenever I share my own artwork or my own meditations that I create for you. So I feel very comfy, cozy back in the company of Morgan Harper Nichols, who has been part of this channel for so many years, several years. So before we get started with our gentle breath work, I want to check in with you and ask you how the volume is on the meditation music. And I also want to pause and say hello to everyone who is here with us this evening. Hello, John Harvey. I'm so happy to see you. Hello, Candida and Kitty, Natalia, Jen, Craig, Mandy J and Lil J, Mary, Midnight Blue. I'm so happy to see you all. Hello, Bora Bora. Oh no, John Harvey says, I am learning to be self-compassionate with aging. I keep hurting myself by doing things in my youth that caused me no problem. I bent over to pick something up and I felt my ribs pop. Aging sucks. Oh my goodness. John Harvey, I'm so sorry. But I hear you. I do certain things now in my 50s that would have caused me no problem in my 20s, and I'm just a little bit rickety. I feel a little, I need to stretch more and move my body in gentle ways more. I hope that your ribs feel better really, really, really soon. That sucks. I'm so sorry. Mary says, I love the quote in the artwork. The way you are learning to be present right here matters more than you know. Yeah, it really does. It really does matter what we're doing, all of us. The ways in which we are choosing to show up for ourselves here every single week. Choosing to be fully present, focusing on regulation and co-regulation here on Monday nights. I do believe it matters more than we know. Yeah, thank you, Mary. Jen says, that would be great if my healing was like that. I know, right? I wish it was a linear process. Candida says, I struggle with negative self-talk too. But I've been getting out there, trying new things, and it seems to be helping some. That is wonderful, Candida. That's wonderful. Yes, Midnight Blue, it's like a blueprint.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
That's interesting. She thought we were talking to her. That's funny, I don't know if you just heard her talking from across the room. Kitty says healing isn't linear or a set in stone timeline, unfortunately. Yeah, it's so true. So very true. Gosh, I so wish it was sometimes, right? Yeah, Midnight Blue says, no, it's not linear. And I'm being reminded as I grieve my cat friend. Oh no. Oh, Midnight Blue, my hand is on my heart. I'm so sorry for your loss of your cat. I'm so deeply sorry for your loss. Mary likes the twisty turnies. I do too sometimes, but sometimes I just wish it was a linear process. Hello, Jeffrey Sherman. I'm waving and sending you hearts and smiles right back. So good to see you as always. Jeffrey says, hi, family. I'm later than a white rabbit in Wonderland. Not really, but that's what I thought of. I was late. I'm late. I'm late for an important date. Oh, you're never late, Jeffrey Sherman. You are always right on time. So glad you're here. Oh, Mary, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Mandy J and Lil J. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I can't tell you how much that means. I warmly receive your kindness. Thank you, thank you. My chat box is frozen for some reason. Hey, Ninja Taco. I see you. I can't move the chat box. But for some reason, it's so weird I can't move it. But I see you, and I'm grateful to see you, Recovery Buddy. So, as we prepare to get started, it's so good to be with you all. We are going to do some gentle breath work together. And we're going to do our 2-4 breath this evening. So I want to invite you to get into a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. You can also choose to be standing or walking if that is something that you would like. The trash trucks outside that are doing all of the beeping are going to be gone any second now. And then we can do our gentle breath work together. How is the volume of the meditation music? I just want to make sure. And as we get started, I want to gently remind everyone, everything we talk about here on this channel, it's simply an invitation. It's not an expectation. There are 8 billion different ways to heal. Yours is unique. So please only participate in what you find personally helpful and supportive. And lastly, this YouTube channel is made possible by and sponsored by the Foundation for Post-Traumatic Healing and Complex Trauma Research, also known as CPTSD Foundation. We have a community away from social media where we are together every single day. I will post a link in the chat box. There's also a link in the description section of this video and in the pinned comment as well. And there you are. So if you are able to find a comfortable position, again, we are going to do our 2-4 breath so that we can activate our rest and digest, our parasympathetic nervous system. Our fight, flight, freeze, and fawn are located in our sympathetic nervous system, which shows up masterfully to protect us whenever we need protecting, whenever there is danger. And our parasympathetic is where our rest, digest, grounded, neutral, and calm is located. We are able to activate and invite the presence of our parasympathetic nervous system when we practice co-regulation while we are here in the same room together, and we choose to extend our exhale just a little bit longer than our inhale. So as we do our 2-4 breath, we will breathe in together for 2 counts, and we will exhale for 4 counts. I will count us in on our first breath together and on our 4th breath together. And on our 2nd and 3rd breath, we will be on our own. Okay? Let us begin together in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, 2, 1, and out, 3, 2, 1. On your own now. Again, breathing in. And out. Again, breathing in. and out. Let's do one last time together. Inhale, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Let's have a gentle stretch together. Inviting a yawn. And allowing our hands to rest in our lap. Beautiful breath work. Well done. So, as I mentioned, our meditation this week is from Morgan Harper Nichols, and I will read that to you now. Here we go. Our theme this week in our description section is all about welcoming presence and inner wisdom. And Morgan's invitation for us this week is for us to glance at the possibility of allowing ourselves to celebrate our progress in ways that feel safe for us, and just acknowledging that the ways that we choose to show up for ourselves, the ways we choose to be present. Her invitation is for us to acknowledge that that matters. Her meditation reads, in some stories, nothing changes on the surface, but something important turns underneath. It's not a big plot twist or a dramatic event. It's more like a pivot. The kind that shifts how the rest of the story is carried. This kind of narrative device doesn't fix the problem or tie things up. It just lets the character experience things in a new way, even if the world around them stays the same. And sometimes that small turn is what allows the story to keep going. In life, small turns can be those moments when a question feels less urgent than it did before, or those spaces of life where something settles even if the whole thing is not resolved yet. Unlike life's larger turns where direction changes fast, these smaller ones gently widen the path you're already on. They remind you that even in the in-between, there can still be breathing room. So when your story feels unfinished, may you remember the small turns that made something feel just a little more possible. The spaces where you didn't immediately feel like you had to have words for everything. The moments where things felt slightly different, in a way where change started to feel possible, where even before understanding, there's room to breathe. Breathe. Yes. Breathe. And even the most uncertain plot can still quietly breathe, finding steadiness through the space it's allowed to take. I hope you know it's okay if steadiness looks different season by season. There might be some seasons where steadiness looks like simply getting through the day, and in others, it takes on the shape of building something slowly, piece by piece. And in these spaces, the overall story might not feel steady, but even then, it is still being lived. So, whenever you are moving through parts of a story that feel slow, quiet, or hard to name, may you know it is okay to do what you can, to pause, to think, to adapt, to just be. The way you move through many things aren't just routines. They are practices. Practices you shape. Rhythms you create. Even in the subtle ways. When you're just moving through the day. And even in the in-between, this story is still taking shape. Slow breath in together. And out. I'm so grateful for Morgan Harper Nichols and for her work. I'm just pausing to check in with you. I wish my chat box wasn't frozen. I even rebooted my computer before I started today so that it wouldn't happen. At least I can read the very, very last ones that are coming in here. Oh, I missed what you shared, Jen. I'm so sorry. Mandy J and Lil J say, I'm in the early stages of a very big change in my life for the positive. It's anxiety inducing, but I'm finally filled with hope. Wow. That's really wonderful. Kitty says, that's great, Mandy J and Lil J. That's wonderful. I'm celebrating that with you for sure. So we have our Compassionate Healing Strategy by Dr. Ariel. Let me bring that up. And this is from page 82 of Dr. Ariel's book titled The Practical Guide to Complex PTSD, Compassionate Strategies to Begin Healing from Childhood Trauma. Our compassionate healing strategy this week is right in alignment with our theme this week about accessing our inner wisdom. We are welcoming presence in our meditation with Morgan and inner wisdom with Dr. Ariel. And she says, and remember, this is just an invitation, not an expectation. Dr. Ariel says, can we recall a time when we relied heavily on our emotions, when we had to make a decision? We might have felt moody, impulsive, or chaotic. And in contrast, can we remember a time when we perhaps relied a little too much on our thinking to reach a decision? And in this case, we might later have second-guessed ourselves, or we may have even talked ourselves out of our true feelings. And perhaps we can also think of a time when we felt both clear-headed and connected to our intuition. Accessing our inner wisdom is like walking a middle path, a balanced approach that takes into account our feelings and our logical reflections. The psychotherapy model called internal family systems refers to that inner wisdom as the self, the calm, confident, and compassionate core of who you are. And dialectical behavior therapy, also known as DBT, refers to this as our wise mind, the quiet voice in us that simply knows what is right or true. Both of these traditions use the tools of mindfulness to help us connect to our inner wisdom. Accessing our inner wisdom also involves connecting with our embodied knowing. Even as you listen to these words that I am sharing with you, can you pause and notice the ways that your intuition communicates through your senses? Could we take a moment to reflect upon a current challenge from today that we may be facing in our lives? And as we do this, can we listen for a sense of the subtle changes in the belly, in the chest, or in the throat? Do we notice any small changes in how we are breathing? Rather than override these signals, let us pause and ask ourselves, what does my body want me to know? We can continue to experiment with this practice as often as we find it helpful. And over time, let us see if we can discover how the body, mind, and emotions work together to help us access our inner wisdom. Let's take a slow breath in together. And out. Slow breath in. And out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well done. So we're going to end our time together with our Loving the Self affirmation from page 119 of Lisa Romano's free downloadable ebook titled Loving the Self Affirmations. And this is all about presence, our inner wisdom, everything we've been talking about in our theme this evening in the title of our video. Specifically, we're going to glance at the ways that the fawn trauma response have showed up for us in our lives. Lisa says, I know my trauma response is the result of programming and conditioning. I am not my programming and conditioning. Who I am is beyond that programming and conditioning. My trauma response is a result of what has been done to me. It is not me. Beneath any preoccupations I may have with others, relationships, and with my emotions, lies my inner being. I am more than my physical body or my physiological responses to others. Today, I will remind myself to connect with the idea that I am more than my trauma response. My inner being is connected to all that is. I am spirit first and thoughts and behaviors second. And at my core, I am divinity in physical form, on a mission to discover my life's purpose. Healing is only part of my journey. Slow breath in together. And out. Well done. What did I miss? Yes, wise mind. Yes. John Harvey says, I hope everyone is doing well tonight. Midnight Blue says, thanks, John. You too. I hope you're doing well also, John Harvey. Mandy J and Lil J says, has anyone here done DBT? Yes, I have actually. Jen says, I tried it, but I didn't like it. Yet I did it for 3 years. Haha, go figure. Candida says to Mandy J and Lil J, I am in CBT therapy. Not sure what the differences are between the two. Oh, that is a good question. So DBT is skills-based, which is a lot of what we talk about here on Mondays. We talk about ways that we can show up for ourselves. We practice skills of emotional regulation, co-regulation. A lot of that is based on, and we talk a lot about it in Dr. Ariel's book, Wise Mind, skills-based healing. And then in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, that is typically traditional talk therapy, or trauma-focused CBT, TFCBT, is specifically a trauma-informed version of talk therapy where we use words to reframe our thoughts and feelings. And rather than utilizing skills, we use words. So I hope that's helpful. It's a very limited description. I'm sure if you Googled it, it would give you a lot better information than you're getting from me. Because basically I'm a stranger on the internet, right? Even though we're all here for over a decade and we are one another's family, a friendly family of choice, it's still really a good idea to check in with your mental health practitioner. Mandy J and Lil J say, I have not done it, but I have read about it a little bit and found some of the skills helpful. Yes. Yes. I find the skills helpful also. Kitty says, I've heard it can be helpful for BPD and just emotional regulation issues in general. Absolutely, yes. Yes, I agree. A lot of what we do here on Mondays with regulation, nervous system regulation, co-regulation, it's absolutely a skill that we can learn. And we take it with us. It's like muscle memory, like going to the gym. Jen says, what do you do when your trauma response turns out to be you? Sort of. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think, like, the you-ness of you is you were born absolutely perfect, flawless, and you were entrusted to those who it was their job to light up your mirror neurons and to hold space for you and create safety and warmth and positive regard and meet all of your basic needs so that you could feel loved and safe and accepted. And that would help you to feel worthy of love and safety and belonging and acceptance. So anything other than that is a trauma response, and it's not the real you. Jeffrey Sherman says, can you elaborate? Jen says, if my trauma response caused my DID, then wouldn't we be the trauma response? No. Your trauma response didn't cause your DID, if that is your diagnosis. Your trauma caused it, not your response to the trauma. So for instance, if I kicked the table and it caused my foot to hurt, I didn't cause my foot to hurt. The table caused my foot to hurt. I didn't kick the table on purpose. Perhaps it was there. Maybe that's a horrible example. Midnight Blue says, interesting. Candida says, thank you. You're welcome. Hello, Jennifer. Jennifer says, you're never a stranger, Athena. I'm struggling right now. Oh, my hand is on my heart. I'm so sorry you're struggling, Jennifer. Please be gentle with yourself. Mary says, Athena, you are so informed and informative. Thank you for what you do. Oh my goodness, you're welcome, Mary. You're so welcome. Jeffrey Sherman says, that was beautiful. We are more than our physical bodies and our physiological responses. We are not our trauma. Exactly. Just breathing that in. Thank you, Jeffrey Sherman. You're such a beautiful light in my life, consistently for so many years. Oh, good night, Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue says, I need to sign off for now, but we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, everyone. We will see you soon. So grateful you were here. Yes, Mary, the mirror neurons. Jen says, Athena, thanks. It does make sense if I slow down and listen to it and take it in. Oh, Jen, you just made my whole day. Thank you. I've been on the struggle bus today, Jen. It was a rough day. If I'm being honest, it's been a rough few days. I've been struggling a little bit. Just some growing pains with our organization, and just sometimes I fail to communicate effectively, and sometimes I freeze, and sometimes I am in a place, Jen, where I feel like my trauma responses are me. And sometimes I need to slow down and take it all in and realize that they are not me. I am more than my physical body and my physiological responses. I am not my past. I am not my trauma. What a beautiful, tender time I got to spend with you all this evening. Thank you. Thank you to each of you for your presence. I honor you. I honor your journey. I look forward to seeing you over in the community if I see you over there. Here's a link just in case if you're interested. And if I don't see you over there, I'll be back here next Monday. And then I will be away visiting with my family for my son's medical school graduation. And when I come back, we're going to start a series. It's a Pete Walker series, all about holistically addressing the healing of CPTSD in a holistic way. And that will start on not this coming Monday, not the following, but the one after that. So, on the 26th, I believe it is. On Monday, the 26th, we will start our Pete Walker series with his newest book, all about treating CPTSD holistically. It's a holistic approach, and I'm so excited to start that series with you. I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you all for your presence. Yeah. Please be extra kind and patient and gentle with yourselves because you're worth it. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Good night, everyone.